Hello guys, welcome back. This time we're talking about Man of Steel number 2. So yeah, obligatory reminder, Bendis is here. In last issues he was awesome. But no, that's awesome this time around. The first thing I have to say is this second issue wasn't as good as the first one. So I'm not saying it was bad. I mean, it was just enough of goodness in it, but it wasn't as exciting as the first one. I was really excited. I ended up really excited when I finished reading Man of Steel number 1. I was like, oh dear, that is Superman. That is the Superman I want to see every day of my life, and this was really fun. But that was not the case here. I guess it's intentional. I mean, he wants to start strong, then he wants to take a few steps back and develop the story a little to eventually go back to that fun. So I have not lost faith in this. I'm still believe that it will be awesome by the end. But this particular issue was not that exciting. During the first few pages, there was a little bit of that infamous, I'm gonna say it in some places, Bendis dialogue, where everybody repeats the same thing a few times. It wasn't as heavy here, but it was a confrontation with this crystalline being. I don't remember his or her name because I don't even remember what it is, but with one of the Guardians of the Universe. And there was a little thing, oh, this happened, does it happen? Yes, it happens. When it happens, this kind of thing happens. So was a little bit of then decided, but nothing too big, nothing serious as to make me. I know, so people rage about that, but I'm not gonna be one of those. At least not in this case. It didn't affect anything. And it wasn't an interested. If you pay attention to the content of the dialogue and not just the repeated bits, the conversation was actually very nice. The characterization of the Guardian was very good. And the way they were handling the situation, although it wasn't really a nice thing to do from their part, it was actually justified in a few pages. So that was actually well done. But the rest of the issue doesn't really do much to advance the plot, and it doesn't really do much to advance or knowing of the villains' motivations. We still are. We don't know more of why he has done what he has done than we were when we finished reading issue number 1. So yeah, I mean, in that regard, this issue was a little like filler. I mean, nothing actually happened. But we saw was this weird status quo where Lois has disappeared. No one knows where she is, and Clark or Superman is acting really weird about it. We get a flashback to last issue's cliffhanger. We see a little more of it. We see this weird looking thing arriving at their house, and it teases us to believe that this is the reason why Lois has gone missing and why Clark is acting so strange. I mean, even Joe is nowhere to be seen. What happened to them? Someone in one page jokes around that maybe they got in a big fight, and the classic case of the wife taking the kid and getting the hell out of the place and leaving the husband or the guy just by himself. But we don't really get any explanation. We just get to suffer that. I'm saying that to suffer that because it is valuable, because to suffer alongside Clark the whole situation without Lois and how weird he is feeling. So what I mean to say is that I was left feeling as weird, as strange, as maybe sad as him is right now, but also very confused because I don't really know what's going on. We get 2 cameos in here. A cameo by Hal Jordan. I can spoil that one. It's not a big deal. It is always fun to see him. I hope he continues being around a little more now. especially because Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps is going to get cancelled. So I hope he gets relocated somewhere. And we also get a cameo from a classic Superman villain that, since the New 52 seem to be just gone or seem to be just rewritten with another version. But it's good to see that he wasn't rewritten, and in one line of dialogue that made us feel or made us believe like that older version that we thought had overwritten him. It's just that another version that him, the original one, is still around. So that was actually very nice to see. But among this whole cameo thing, we see Clark acting really childish. He actually acts like a child that doesn't want to be around adults anymore. So that's a heavy contrast to the previous issue where, as I was saying, he felt so Superman, so happy to be doing good things. But that's not the Clark we see here. We see here a very weird Clark. So yeah, I mean, in one word, all this issue was confusion. Something is happening, but we have no idea what it is, and we just have to wait to get a few more details. That I'm sure that we'll eventually get. But before I give my grade and go, I have to comment on one last thing. Well, the Daily Planet is in trouble again. I'm not gonna give more details than that. I'm just gonna say it is in trouble, and that has Perry White, right? Well, he writes Perry White very stressed out, and that part of the story is like I was like, what again? Because not so long ago we had the Daily Planet being bucked by Lex Luthor and going through some changes, having a lot of internal struggles. So we're seeing that again. I mean, they just got stabilized again, and now they're back in trouble. I think that was the weakest part of the issue. I don't really like that plot point. I hope it isn't as big a big part of the story in the upcoming issues. But for now, I would really like that part of the story to be left out, honestly. But yeah, well, I'm gonna have to give this things Hal was around 3 Hals out of 5. No, sorry, no. I feel it in my heart. 2.5 Hals out of 5. There was too many aspects that, in contrast to the previous issue, were so inferior that I cannot let them pass. Maybe this issue in isolation, I could give it a 3 out of 5. Because I mean it's not bad, but in the context of what we just saw last week, it is weaker. So I have to give it. I have to subtract a little more from that, and I have to go with a 2.5 Hals. 2.5 Hals. So what is your take on this? What do you think of this second issue? Do you perhaps think the opposite of me? Of me as me, and do you believe that it was better, or that it was as well the first one? I would really like to hear your thoughts on that, if that is the case. I would like to see that point of view. I want to hear about that point of view. So yeah, comment down below, let me know, click the like button if you want to see Superman being happy, because in this issue he was very moody, so I want him happy. And thank you for watching, and I guess I'll see you next week, because I do believe this is weekly, so I hope issue number 3 is better. So thank you. See ya. Thanks.